Hello everyone, this is Age of Bison casting our Sunbros 2v2 tournament again, and I'm Eclipse. I'm joined today with Nicias, who is going to be our main host. Talk to us about this game and this matchup, Nicias.
Excited to cast. So we have here Dunamai as Germany and Russia against Russia and Ottomans. It's gonna be most likely be a very aggressive opening, because we know all that the double gen rush is gonna be a thing, because it's so potent and easy pull off. And on Rocky Mounts is pretty hard to defend because of the separated DCs. Because if you don't have an offensive or front base together, it's gonna be easy to rush either one of the players. And in the middle of the map,
This is one of those. Sorry.
Again.
This is one of those maps where colonial militia or town militia, as it's known now, is very much more valuable than on other maps.
Yeah, exactly. And on this map, specifically in the middle, there are a lot of high tier treasures. So you can actually take the map just in order to get the treasures as well, because there are sometimes really huge ones for like 300 coin or something like that. Whereas on the outer lines on the map are most of the time small treasures like 80 coin or 40 coin, mostly guarded by 2 or 1 treasure guardian. And they should have picked a deck by now, if we can have a look at them. Not quite yet. Okay,
There's
so
an
Ottoman
ultimate deck here.
Yeah. Has all the cards he needs for the double gen rush. He only needs 700 coin and 700 food. Yeah, it doesn't have all of the...
He's got the church cards as well, yeah.
Yeah. He also has the cheap church card, which I'm a huge fan of, which makes the Nizam card, Nizam technology, and the bombards much cheaper. It can also be used as a greed option. So he will most likely not go Abyss, but Janissaries, judging by the deck. And Russia decks looks pretty standard. He doesn't have the 5 Cossacks, which is a huge deal in 2v2. Because it helps you play your opponents by a lot.
That's big, actually.
Yeah, it's like the most likely the first card you always send when you play Russia. Because it's such a huge value shipment. Getting for the standard opening, going for 14 village up as it seems, and sending the Subitum. Like the standard opening Russia always
he does have, and this one does have the 5 cards.
Yeah, exactly. And that's interesting. He has a lot of H1 cards. He chose to pick German Town, the H1 team, Clown Militia, more or less. Has coin trigger.
You think he's confused Germany with Spain?
Maybe.
All those H1 cards. But it's very interesting to see that town center card in H1, especially on this map. We just talked about it. It's a pretty interesting choice, I think.
Yeah, it can be a key moment depending on where they attack, because it actually increases the health of the town centers as well. So if your town center is about to go down and you send the card in time, it adds health points to it, which is pretty huge if you can pop Minutemen or shipments just in time. Oh, actually, it's going for 17 though. I had not expected that. He's probably going for Logistician. Most of the time when you're going 17 wills, you mostly go for Logistician.
Yeah.
So you make a front blockhouse, then the blockhouse also gets yourself a military wagon, which you will the second blockhouse. And it makes like the entire transition much smoother. Because if you don't have perfect macro, it's gonna be hard to maintain both villager production and the strata production. And the extra 3 wills make it's much easier to maintain both. Interesting.
There's a little extra. Oh, that's a weird.
That's an interesting card. You're most likely gonna
There's a little extra battle going on here. I think Red is going to lose his Ekbar. And I want to see whether one of these teams is already making a forward base somewhere. And there it is, and of course the explorers are out of the way. They are not going to scout down right now.
He's getting the claw, so free XP for him. That's nice. The base is actually pretty defensive, so they are not going like all in.
Free XP,
because
but no information.
yeah, it's like pretty defensive, like a middle map.
Capitalism coming in is a very. I feel like that's a little bit greedy, especially when you. Well, they didn't scout the forward base, so I guess that's the thing. But I would probably have kept this shipment for units, or maybe something, at least something that can help you, defend early aggression.
You could also wait for the 8 villager shipment. I mean, no 6. Just wait like a minute longer, and then you can have 6 vills compared to like 3 vills or 4 vills on coin with the capitalism.
Also.
And you also sacrifice more or less like on Yulan because he age up with logistician. Oh no! Oh yeah, he age up in time.
True.
Or he getting 1. So what the logistician does is it gives you an extra unit in H1 and an extra unit in H2 for each shipment you send in H1 or H2, which can be worth it if you are stuck in H2 because it sends you pretty much an extra 150 resources per shipment you send in H2.
Yeah, it's pretty good value.
And as we mentioned, the double gen rush, it's gonna be a thing.
Double gen. You're right. And blockhouse comes up a bit late for yellow, I feel, but or for Russia. Well, it looks like they're pushing in now.
Yellow's pushing in alone with just 15 or 10 Janissaries. I assume he made the blockhouse with just with a military wagon. And he stacks a lot of resources. Which could have been 30 strelets by now. Just by resource stacked on.
These house, that's probably why. Oh, the Stadler wagon. Oof.
Rip.
Well, that is great value out of those.
Yeah,
out of those
getting 3 volts just from the poking in is huge. He pretty much canceled the entire H1 shipment from Germany. Hey, possibly gonna try to push up with the 10 strelets and 13 strelets they're gonna send. Really good response from Germany by sending crossbows.
Look at the name of the explorer, though.
Zelensky.
That's a pretty nice touch.
Doing the right thing.
There's
Germany is having
a
lot of issues with housing. But whenever you can destroy houses from Germany, go for it. Okay, crossbow shipment nearly in. Will not have enough res and housing population for the Ulans to pop out. But it could be a key moment. Yeah.
Oh, but the Ulans.
And a bunch of stragglers coming in for
the nice
as well. And a lot of people are underestimating the damage Ulans do, especially against tanky infantry like Janissaries, which don't have a heavy multiplier against cavalry like that.
Yeah, and you're not going to overkill on Janissaries, basically.
Exactly, because they have so much health, which makes it pretty easy to macro for this. So the rush has been dealt with. All those Janissaries are mostly gone. And so is the double gen rush.
How many Janissaries do the Ottoman player have left?
9.
That's
not
good. And now you have to deal with this huge Russian mass coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
Granted, they don't have a lot of siege, but still.
And he's even sending in Boyas, so those Strelets are gonna be stacked. Which is more or less like in the H2 card combat. For Strelets,
Boyars is probably the best unit upgrade there is in the game when it comes to cards, because 15% damage and HP to, well, 3 different units and in H2 as well. It's pretty amazing.
Pretty huge value. And it's gonna send so pretty all in 5 Ulans, which is more like 3. No, even 2, because you don't get the extra Ulans from the logistician.
Oh yeah, that makes this shipment a lot less attractive.
Oh wait, does it? Maybe it does, because it says delivers extra 1 Ulan.
Oh yes, then 6 Ulans. That's actually a pretty good. Compare it to 5 Cossacks, and then 6 Ulans suddenly looks really good.
And one little detail I like is that he got the 10% more HP from the arsenal. He got
That
the
too.
cavalry cuirass.
But these are not the same Ulans as usual.
No, they're gonna have Kamchatka Expedition Russia.
Yeah, that's cool. We have a great cameraman here listening with us, and he points out that his teammate Russia has sent this cavalry HP card that buffs his Ulans even further.
Nope, have they all sent in the card, or just Stee?
Russia sent in the card, yes. We saw that. It was a little bit surprising, but now, with Germany going full Ulans, it might actually make sense.
Oh, they didn't got the cavalry cuirass upgrade then. Oh, okay. Didn't pick that up. It would have been huge if we got it though.
Look at those Hebus guns.
Damn. Look at this connection. Ulans for the snare and the strata is gonna be the DPS.
This is I think this looks like a good fight for the German-Russian team.
Yeah, especially for Germany, because the double generals has been dealt with. Yes, he lost 3 vills, but at what cost? He lost like 10 janissaries for just 3 villagers and a little bit of idle time.
Yeah.
We can slowly see it in the score that Clloster is ahead by 2k compared to the other Russian.
And he is playing Russia.
Yeah, and Russia newly underscores. That's the scary part. He's like almost a 10k score compared to Stee, which is around 6k. So he
and look at the amount of spares there is now. It looks like the Ottoman team has just been outskilled. I wonder how that happened. That's something else, but I think Germany had a great pop with the crossbows and the Minutemen. Everything just right on time. That was probably one of the things that really changed. Well, it was a game changer basically.
Yeah, it was definitely, because he lost a lot of units, and the Ottoman economy isn't great at all, especially in H1 and H2. Yeah. And H3 is a different story because you have 3 TCs working for free. But in H2 it's a different thing. Like, yes, but you don't. Yeah, it's getting great value out.
This is just insane. It's a massacre. It's a. Oh no! Oh, this is.
And even Cossacks for the raids.
So you're getting his army and his vills both at a time, and this is an Ottoman vills that take a long time to produce.
Yeah,
this is
at least 5 vills going down, which is huge.
I think there's no coming back from something like this.
He has 16 vills idled by just 2, besides the Cossack shipment, and he stacked a shipment as well. Due to having a shipment stacked. Now they will sit front base without the map control. And that was a logistician where you normally build multiple blockhouses.
Yes.
Hello?
Germany doing a great job by not stacking too much res compared to the Russian counterpart, which is stacking a little bit of resources. 1k wood.
Yeah, Ottomans also hasn't got a whole lot of resources. He's out. He's out.
That was fast. They're scoring the GG.
And that was it. I think that raid kind of nailed it. Yeah, it was a nail in the coffin, basically.
Yeah, it was different parts. The first part was the great hold from the 10, like double gem rush. And also a little mistake from the team of Stee that but Ottoman went in alone without the back off from Russia.
Yeah, I think Russia was a little bit late. Maybe because Did he win logistician or was that the opponent?
Yeah, it was. He ate up his logistician, but he made the blockhouse with a military wagon. Usually, when you age up with a logistician, you want to make the blockhouse in front, and then let the blockhouse out from the blockhouse you build.
Yeah,
So
I see, and that's why he got it. He got it a little bit later.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
makes sense.
And the other mistake that Ottoman did was committing to the town center. I see a lot of people committing to the town center, whereas it would have been much better to siege down the houses, because if you are housed, you can't send any shipments, especially as Germany, who struggle a lot in early game with housing population.
Yeah. And we do see this is pretty interesting. Like, but the Ottoman player was ahead with the resources for a long time.
Yeah, but he lost so much military that it didn't matter much.
Did. That's true.
He lost like 10 janissaries for 3
he
bills
didn't
and 2 houses.
And just look at the amounts of units killed on his opponent team. I think Stee. So Stee was in for a bit of a later push, while the Ottoman player was really going for a hard rush, and that's kind of the issue that they had. So Stee had a big massive unit. He made more units than his counterpart Russia, but in the end it was a bit late. That's probably what caused them to lose.
Yeah, and probably also a little bit of miscommunication. They didn't communicate when they attack. Because the timing from Ottoman was like solid 2 minutes earlier than that's from Russia.
Yeah. So all in all, a little bit of a timing mismanagement in my opinion, but still a pretty potent push with getting a house, getting a settler wagon. It's just the backup didn't come, and then basically the raid behind that and losing the trades was just the end of this game. So that's it for this game. I'm happy that Nicius was able to join us to cast it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, like and subscribe, ring the bell, and everything that comes with that.
All the good stuff.
Yes. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.
Bye.